I just can't give it up. Yeah, yeah. Yes, sir. What is going on, YouTube? It is your boy Denali, aka Don Squally, and in today's video, we are back at it with another Honda Civic. I guess you could say build. We're not really going to be building anything in today's video or installing any parts, but I do want to let you guys know the future plans for the 2008 Honda Civic. Just so you guys aren't surprised when I start making a few videos about it. Now, obviously, you guys know me, big Nissan guy. Got the G35 plow, my good G35, which I assure you, next summer we're going to be getting this thing back on the road, and I'm going to start daily driving it. Now, I know I've been saying that for the last like year and a half, but I promise summer 2022 is going to be my year. It's gonna be my year. But for today's video, I wanted to talk about the R18 Civic. Now, for those of you guys who've been subscribed to the channel for a while, you'll know that this is actually my girlfriend's Civic, and she's had this car pretty much ever since we got together. And I've been saying for the last 3 or 4 years that any day now, this car is going to blow up and it's gonna be trash. I've refused to get the AC fixed simply because of that fact. The thing's got like over 320,000 kilometers on it. I mean, I have tried my best over the years just to do small things to it. Now, one of the first things I did was debadge the Civic emblems and then paint the Honda logo red. Put this little diffuser on here. These are the winter tires, so these are actually Nissan Rogue hubcaps on it, but those aren't our summer tires. And then in the front end, now you guys can't really tell because of the plasti dip here, but there's actually a big crack in the bumper and then a big hole right here. So I plasti dipped the front end to kind of make it all blend in. That right there is a 2010 plus grille, so it has the more defined I guess you could say lines on it as opposed to it being completely curved. But for you OGs, I'm talking going way back, you guys will know that I had back in I think 2009 a Acura CSX. Now I could be wrong, but I'm pretty sure that I was one of the original YouTubers to buy a CSX and start making videos on it. I might throw like a picture or maybe a video just to drop in right now. I ended up selling that car shortly after I bought it, just because I realized very soon after I got it that it was basically just a rebadged Honda Civic. Now mine wasn't automatic, so it had the single cam K20 in it, but I was a little butthurt of the fact that I was paying like a premium price for the Acura name, when in reality it was just a luxury Civic SI minus the dual overhead cam. But I've always had it in my head to do the Acura CSX or the FD JDM Civic front end and rear end. And if you guys can tell from the title, or the thumbnail I should say, of today's video, we are going to be doing exactly that to this car. Now, I kind of put off doing this swap simply for the fact that these parts right here are extremely valuable. They haven't gone down in price in the last like 5 or 6 years since I've been looking for them. Now, what I have here for you non-Canadian viewers is a Acura CSX front bumper. We got headlights. We have the Acura CSX steering wheel with the airbag. We have the trunk with the octagonal taillights here, which are the nicer looking of the CSX taillights. Now, I think the FD1 taillights for the Civics are round. These are the FD2, if I'm not mistaken, which do have the octagonal taillights on there. And the last piece to the puzzle, which I didn't think I needed until I got home and started looking at the headlights and the bumper, and that is the front fenders for the Honda Civic. So the plan is in the next couple of videos to swap this entire front end as well as the entire rear end here. Then I ended up just buying the steering wheel because this one's got a cover on it, and the Civic steering wheels are kind of sponge and it was starting to get worn a little bit, so I figured the Acura steering wheel with the airbag would be be a nice touch. And this one here is like mint condition. I did look at a couple different steering wheels, and this one, well, this one was definitely worth the money. Now, I'm not going to go over right now exactly how much I paid for all of this stuff right here, but I did have to go and meet 3 different people in order to collect everything that I needed for the swap. So I ended up having to drive about 2.5 hours from my house to get the front bumper, the headlights, and the steering wheel. And that's simply because that was the best deal that I could find on the upgraded bumper. There is a bumper off of like, I think a 2008, 2006 year, but it's not nearly as nice of a front end. Then I ended up driving out to Hamilton, about an hour away, for the trunk and the taillights. Now this is a genuine Type S trunk, so it ended up coming with the spoiler, which is great because I was actually trying to find one of these anyway. So the fact that I got the trunk with the spoiler and the taillights all included. And then these ones here I actually got from the city close to my work. Didn't have to drive too far out of the way for those. And like I say, I didn't realize I needed the fender until I got home and started actually looking at things. So you guys know me, I've up-badged pretty much every single car that I've owned. My black Altima, I did the full SER conversion. The tan Altima, I did the full SER conversion. Now my original CSX, I was a bit of a ricer, and I ended up putting the Type S badge on it. Now anybody who knows anything knew that that car wasn't a Type S because it had the dual tips that came out the back. It didn't have the spoiler. It was automatic, so there was very much a few red flags. But moral of the story is I like doing this kind of stuff, making my cars look like a higher trim model. It's kind of a ricer thing, I get it. But because this car right here is an R18 single cam 1.8 liter, I will not be putting a Type S badge on this car. However, absolutely love the way that the CSXs look, and the fact that I can add all of these parts onto an otherwise very boring Honda Civic just to make it look a little more classy. I think that's definitely going to be a nice upgrade. Now there are still a few pieces that I don't have that I don't think I'm going to end up buying just because they're so subtle that you probably won't even notice. One of them is the rear bumper. It has a little bit of a different lip going along the back here than the Honda Civic bumper does. And the other one is going to be the hood. The Acura CSX hood has a small line that goes down the center here that kind of matches up with this crease right here in the bumper. But from what I've seen online, there's a lot of JDM Civics that have that bumper and the headlights without the line down the center of the hood. So the trunk I feel like we can definitely get away with. The hood, we're gonna see. It might bug me enough that I might have to source a hood off of a CSX, but we're gonna try without it because well, let's just say all those parts in that corner, they definitely, I probably could have bought a whole Honda Civic with the amount of money that I spent on those parts right there. But that's okay. It was bugging me for a while. I figured if anything does happen to this car, it's such an easy car to fix and repair. It is a Honda, so it is reliable even at this age. And I think that it's one of those cars that even if something catastrophic happens, like a motor failure or transmission failure, so cheap to fix that I'm probably just going to fix it just to have it as a reliable daily driver. So I did just want to make this video to let you guys know the plan for the Honda Civic, getting that full JDM FD CSX swap. Not really sure what I'm going to put in the title here. So for those of you guys who are watching, excited, I know most of my subscribers are my Nissan boys, but over the years from posting a few videos about this car, I feel like I have gotten enough subscribers to where, you know, there's a small portion of my subscribers that may want to see this build go down. But nonetheless, I do YouTube videos, so we are going to be documenting the whole process. So if you guys are stoked for this one, don't forget to subscribe if you guys want to see more. Also subscribe and stick around because I'm pretty excited. Actually, I'm very excited to get this build underway. I think it's just going to be one of those simple things that you're going to do to a car that's just going to completely change the way that it looks. when it's driving down the road. So yeah, that's pretty much it. So with that being said, I'm your boy Denali, aka Don Squally. I just want to say thank you guys for watching. I hope you're stoked for the content to come in the near future. And as always, we're gonna catch y'all mofos at the next one, man.